They don't just lie to you. They architect a complete reality where you become your own worst enemy. Master gaslighters follow a blueprint so precise, so calculated, that their victims never see it coming. The first weapon in their arsenal? Systematic confidence erosion. They chip away at your self-trust one micro-doubt at a time. They start small, questioning your memory of insignificant events, making you second-guess conversations that just happened. But here's what they're really doing. They're installing a virus in your mental operating system. Phase 1 of their cycle, destabilization. They create chaos where there was once clarity. Phase 2, dependency. Now that you doubt yourself, you turn to them for validation. The trap is set. Phase 3, control. They become your reality filter. Nothing exists unless they approve it. And here's the cruel irony. The smarter you are, the more vulnerable you become to their manipulation. Intelligent people overthink. They rationalize. They give others the benefit of the doubt. While simple minds reject manipulation instinctively, brilliant minds try to understand it. And that's exactly what gaslighters exploit. They weaponize your empathy. Your desire to see the good in people becomes the very tool they use to destroy you. But once you see their blueprint, everything changes. The manipulation becomes transparent. You're about to learn 7 detection methods that will make you immune to their games forever. If you're finding value in this, hit subscribe, so you don't miss what's coming next. Now that you understand their blueprint, it's time to build your fortress. Method 1. The reality anchor technique. Gaslighters attack your perception of reality itself. They make you question what you saw, heard, and experienced. But reality anchors are immovable. They're your unshakable reference points that no manipulator can touch. The first anchor, your written documentation system. Every important conversation, every promise, every commitment gets recorded. They say something cruel, then claim they never said it. Your notes prove otherwise. They promise to change, then act shocked when you mention their commitment. Your evidence speaks louder than their lies. The second anchor, timestamps and details. Don't just write what happened, write when, where, and who was present. Specificity is your weapon. Vague memories can be twisted. Precise documentation cannot. The third anchor, your personal evidence vault. Screenshots, voice recordings, text messages. Collect everything. Digital evidence doesn't lie. It doesn't forget. It doesn't change its story when convenient. They'll call you paranoid for documenting. They'll say you don't trust them. This reaction proves you're doing it right. Your reality anchors don't just protect you from gaslighting. They make gaslighting impossible. When you can prove what happened, their manipulation tactics crumble into dust. But documentation is just the beginning. Next, we're diving into emotional baseline recognition, the technique that reveals their psychological triggers. Now that you've mastered the reality anchor technique, we dive deeper into the psychological battlefield. Method 2. Emotional baseline recognition. Your emotions are your internal compass. But gaslighters weaponize your feelings against you. They manufacture emotional chaos where none should exist. Your emotional baseline is your natural state. How do you typically react to stress, to conflict, to criticism? Document this. Write down your patterns, your triggers. Your recovery time after emotional disturbance. When someone consistently pushes you beyond your baseline, manipulation is occurring. Notice when your emotions spike unnaturally. When calm conversations become emotional minefields. Your body signals the truth before your mind catches up. Trust these physical warnings. tightness in your chest, knots in your stomach. These are your alarm bells screaming danger. Manipulators create artificial urgency. They force you to react instead of respond. When your baseline shifts permanently around one person, you've identified your gaslighter. Track your emotional patterns for 7 days. Note when they deviate and why. This baseline becomes your emotional fortress. Unshakable. Unmanipulable. Next we'll explore the third-party validation system that destroys their credibility completely. Building on what we covered about emotional baselines, Method 3 reveals the most powerful weapon against reality manipulation. The third-party validation system transforms you from an isolated target into an unbreachable fortress of truth. Here's the brutal reality. Gaslighters isolate you deliberately. They need you alone to distort your perception. Your first step is building a trusted reality-checking network of 3 to 5 people maximum. These aren't casual friends. They're people who've proven their loyalty and judgment over years, not months. Choose people who aren't emotionally invested in your situation. Distance creates clarity. Now comes the critical skill. How to present situations without poisoning the well with your bias. Present facts first. Raw events without interpretation. Let them form conclusions before revealing your emotions. Say this exact phrase: "I need a reality check. Here's what happened without my interpretation." Watch their faces. Genuine shock or concern validates your instincts. Dismissal reveals who not to trust. Seek external perspective immediately when these red flags appear. Memory gaps, constant self-doubt, or isolation pressure. When 3 separate people express the same concern about your situation, that's not coincidence. That's truth. Your validation network becomes your psychological immune system, unbreachable when activated correctly. Next we're diving into methods 4 through 6. The advanced detection arsenal that makes you untouchable. Now we enter the advanced arena. These 3 methods will turn you into a walking lie detector. Method 4. Contradiction tracking. Gaslighters have terrible memories for their own lies. Start a mental file. Every time they contradict themselves, you add another nail to their coffin. Here's the brutal truth. Manipulators can't keep their stories straight across multiple conversations. They'll tell you one version Monday, a different version Thursday. Track these discrepancies ruthlessly. Method 5. Timing pattern analysis. Liars reveal themselves through when they choose to attack. Notice this. Gaslighters always strike when you're vulnerable, stressed, or distracted. They wait for your weak moments, like vultures circling wounded prey. Track when these attacks happen. You'll discover their predatory pattern within days. Method 6. The mirror technique. This one's devastatingly simple and brutally effective. Simply repeat their exact words back to them. Watch them squirm like insects under a magnifying glass. When they say something cruel, respond with, "So you're saying," then repeat it verbatim. Suddenly they'll backtrack, claiming that's not what they meant. You've exposed their manipulation in real time. These 3 methods form your advanced detection arsenal. Master them, and no manipulator can touch you. Now we arrive at the 7th and final method, the one that transforms you from victim to untouchable fortress. The immunity protocol isn't just about detecting gaslighting. It's about becoming someone who can never be gaslit again. This protocol has 3 phases. Phase 1. Immediate recognition. The instant someone attempts to distort your reality, your mind becomes like a fortress gate. Nothing enters without your conscious permission and thorough inspection. Phase 2. Strategic response. When you detect gaslighting, you don't react emotionally, you respond strategically. You become the chess master, not the pawn. Every move calculated, every response deliberate. Phase 3. Permanent immunity. You've rewired your neural pathways. Gaslighting attempts bounce off you like arrows off steel. Here's your 30-day practice plan. Days 1 through 10. Master the reality anchor technique we covered earlier. Days 11 through 20. Implement emotional baseline recognition in every significant conversation. Days 21 through 30. Full protocol activation. You're now operating at a level most people never reach. By day 30, something remarkable happens. Gaslighters instinctively avoid you. They sense your immunity. You've become what every manipulator fears most. Someone who cannot be controlled, confused, or conquered. The 7 methods we've explored today will transform your life. But only if you commit to mastering them. This isn't just psychology. This is your liberation from every person who ever tried to make you question your reality. If this opened